Hell yeah. Well, that took way more time and planning than I thought it would. Would have probably been better to just dig everything out by hand, but where's the fun in that? Also, it looked like the top row wasn't really activated properly. It was supposed to all detonate at once, so that took a lot of planning, but it didn't really work out too well at the top, so now I'm gonna have to clean that up too. But everything that did explode, exploded exactly how I wanted it to, so I would call this a great success. Oh no, the wall broke up. And some magma over there. Alright, I'll go do some cleaning up and then I'll tell you about the plan. Alright, so the plan is going to be to turn this whole mountain into a volcano, and then I want to make it so that there is a whole smeltery in this corner that kind of uses the lava of the volcano to smelt something like iron. Lucky for you guys, one of my first presentations I ever did back in primary school was about volcanoes, so I'm quite the expert. I gathered all the volcanic rocks I could find. These are the real-life volcanic rocks, and I want to try and use mostly these rocks. And I'm also considering using the black stone, because that's more like a Minecraft volcanic rock. And we'll keep using deep slate, since everything is made out of deep slate, and it still has to fit within the build, of course. And for the ores I'll use iron, because basalt is rich in iron. So I thought it would make sense to use iron as the main point of the smeltery. And the blocks we've got here is magma, which is basically just like compressed rock underneath the tectonic plates in the earth, and then when it comes up through the cracks in the tectonic plates, it'll decompress and then it'll erupt out into lava, and then based on the contents of the lava and how quickly it cools off, it can turn into different rocks. And the three that Minecraft has is andesite, basalt, and obsidian. And then there's also tuff, which is just compressed volcanic ash. So with that being said, I think the cave is going to be made out of basalt, kind of where the lava is going to be, like the inside of the volcano. And then the structure around it is going to be made out of tuff and andesite, and then the deep slate with some magma detailing, just like the rest of the build. But other than that, I have some ideas of what I want the structure to look like, but I have no solid plans yet. So I'm just gonna start building and then kind of see how much space I have for everything, and then hopefully that will give me a better idea of how the end result is going to look like. So I'll be right back. Alright, I've got it. Might not make much sense now, but it makes sense to me. I'll start with just the entrance here, and I'll leave this up for later. So I'll just kind of start from here and then build off of that. And the idea for now is to make 2 statues right next to the entrance, and then make the pillar here. I want to kind of keep it because I like it. I already designed a statue in Creative. I'll probably show a clip of that, and it's kind of like an Atlas statue, but then instead of carrying the earth, you'll carry like a lava bucket and then pour the lava down into the smelter. So yeah, I'll be trying to implement that, and then I'll see you when it's done. I can't take it anymore. I've been staring at this thing for hours and it just never looks right. Keep changing little things and it just doesn't help. Like, are the arms too skinny? Is the face too flat? Is the head too small? Why does the chest look so weird? Is this leg too straight? I have no clue. I have no clue. Like his neck looks weird from this angle. I'm just gonna have to move on. You can leave the feedback in your comments and then I'll see it there. And then I'll know what to change. I'll just start digging out the next one for now and look at it with new eyes. But first, there's something we must do.
Whee.
What the hell? The gods did not like that. I've got big news. I was mining some magma and I noticed that I have 1 million blocks mined on my netherite pickaxe. Yay. Nice. Alright, back to work. Well, so far this build has been a real journey to self-discovery, because I cannot mirror things. It took so long, but I'm very happy with the end result. This is my first attempt at making like a more of a natural statue, because the statue over there is still very blocky, but this one is very curvy. I guess you could say it was my second attempt, because this is my first attempt. But now the hard part is going to be how to decorate everything around it, because I can't really make it too symmetrical since the wall ends here and it continues there to the right or to the left. So I can't go further to the right and I can go further to the left, or I kind of have to. So I can't make it symmetrical on both sides, which is going to be a real challenge, especially because this needs to be dug out a little more, because otherwise it blocks the view from the statue. And another thing that I have to fix is that it's really dark, so you can't really see them from a distance, and that's kind of a waste. Another problem is that it's too gray, like it matches the background too much, but I already thought of that because the background is going to be basalt, which is like a darker block, so I was hoping it would be visible once the basalt is in there. And then thirdly, I still need to see if pouring the lava down through the bucket at the front blocks them too much, because that might be a problem where you can't see the statues because of all the lava falling down. But I do think it might help with the darkness, because the lava will give off a lot of light. I'm gonna have to check if that looks good or if it obstructs it too much, and otherwise we're gonna have to make it pour out like through the back or something, or try to figure something else out. Alright. Yeah, I think with the shaders, the lava pops out too much, and then you don't see the statues at all. But it does look good. Maybe it looks better during the day. If you like try and sleep, yeah, it definitely sticks out a lot. Like if I look this way, you'd also be drawn to the lava falling. I mean, that's a little better, but still very noticeable. But it might also be because there's nothing around it. So maybe if we cheer up the rest, it'll draw less attention to just the lava. Yeah, it's still too dark. Even with the lava, it didn't help at all. Which I guess makes the lava have more contrast as well because of the darkness. And then from this side it is blocked quite a bit. Like it's hard to see what it is. Well, I'll go try some things and then I'll let you know if I found a solution. Alright, little status update. I decided to go for the classic light source with trapdoor on top. I don't like it that much, like it has bothered me a little bit, but I think out of all of the options, this was the best one. And then I also decided to already make some pillars here, just to see how that would block things and how that would affect the lighting, especially when it's day. And then I ended up going a little overboard and already making the lava and parts of the volcano. And I've also decided that I probably won't be making it pour out in the front, but I'll be making it pour out in the back. And then here at the back, I'll probably like try and make a big lava pool here, which is then what the floor underneath will use to smelt the iron, theoretically. So I think what's still left to do for this episode is the walls at the side here. They're still all made out of stone. And the ceiling and the back parts as well. And then this giant lava pit. And then lastly, I also want to just upgrade the path a little bit here. Because right now it's just andesite with some torches on top. And that should look a little better. I was also thinking maybe I should get a happy gas. I haven't got one yet. Because I have to work like at the ceiling a lot. And building scaffolding the whole time gets really tedious and annoying, and it doesn't go that far. So if you suddenly see a happy gas flying around, then I did it, because I have no clue how to do it yet. Alright, back to work. Well, I think that'll do for now. That took much longer than expected, but I am very happy with the end result so far. I think the big challenge is going to be like how to finish off these walls, because they're like slowly increasing, and so far my walls have been pretty straight, so it's going to be hard to implement that in like a nice way where it kind of makes sense with the volcano and stuff too. And I have to do that on both sides as well, and because this is technically not really in the middle, it's not going to be symmetrical, which is also adds another layer of complexity to how it's going to have to look. But yeah, I had the same thoughts when I started this, and now it ended up looking really nice, so I think we'll be fine. I also tried out the happy gas, and it's very nice. I think the worst part about the happy gas is when you hop off to like grab more things, it just instantly flies off and you just can't get it anymore. It's so annoying. It's also kind of hard to control, especially around tight spaces like this, with the towers and the statues in the way. It is kind of funny how I changed the moss to blackstone here, and then down in the ancient city I tried to change all of the skulk into moss. It's like I'm never happy with what's in the caves. Speaking of changing all of the skulk to moss, I've completely finished doing that in the ancient city. There were still a few spots like back there. And like this whole area here basically that still needed some moss converting, but it's all done now. Something else that's been a real struggle here has been like trying to find a spot for all of the lighting. If you make a build that's like really big, then the light sources start feeling like really small, like they only reach up to here, and then mobs can already start spawning. So if you make something like this long pathway, then it's just basically you're making a mob spawner, and from a distance the light sources really start like blending together, and it just starts becoming like a big blob of dots everywhere, which I'm not really a fan of. You can see it especially well in the houses here, where it's just so many little light sources, but it's just like the only way to make sure no mobs spawn. So I really hope that they add some bigger light sources with a bigger range, so that I don't have to deal with this the whole time. But I think this is as far as we're gonna build for this episode. I still have a little time lapse to show of how I changed all of the skulk. into moss. So lastly, I will show you the time lapse, and hopefully I'll see you again in the next video.